Chapter 7. The 5 most common questions asked to a blind person. Huh. Oh, hey there. I was just reading this book and came across Chapter 7. The 5 most common questions asked to a blind person. Let's go check it out. Hey, it's Matt. Welcome back to the channel Blind to Billionaire. It's great to see you again. In today's video, I want to discuss the top 5 most commonly asked questions to me as a blind person. So I thought I would just discuss those with you. Question number 1. Have you ever tried glasses? Glasses? Really? I actually just found these glasses upstairs and I thought I'm going to throw these things on, and surprisingly, I can actually see the camera now. It's a miracle. But I'm actually lying. I can't see the camera. I have a general idea of where it is, but you wouldn't believe how many people ask me if I've ever tried glasses. People that I've never met, people that are brand new, and I tell them my situation, and the first thing that comes out of their mouth is, "Have you ever tried glasses?" And I think, wow, you are so innovative to suggest trying glasses. Thanks for the suggestion. I really appreciate it. And I kind of laugh and I always say, no, glasses don't work. And then typically that is followed up by, well, have you ever considered LASIK? It's a great question, but no, unfortunately, LASIK doesn't help us with RP. So that's question number 1. Have you ever tried glasses or LASIK? Question number 2. How do you get around? Do you drive? Well, that's actually another great question. I actually don't drive. Surprisingly, here in the United States, typically people who are blind don't get their license because, first of all, it would be a little bit difficult to see where we're going if we can't see. So the question number 2, how do you get around? I typically tell people that I get a ride from family or friends. So in my situation, I have definitely a few people in my life that are always willing to help me out and give me a ride anytime that I need it, to anywhere that I need to go. And as all of you, or most of you know, Corey is around too, so she does a lot of the driving when I need to get somewhere. So that is how I get around. I do not drive, and I get around from people, family, friends, or anybody that is willing to give me a ride. Although I don't really need to go all that many places by myself. In the event that I did, there are these ride-sharing services like Uber and Lyft, and I'm sure there's a whole bunch of other ones, but those are the big ones. So I could always use a ride-sharing service, one of those services, if I needed to go somewhere by myself. So question number 2, how do I get around? Well, I get a ride from anyone that is in my life that is willing to help me get around. So usually family or friends. Question number 3, how do you read your text messages, or how do you read your emails, and or how do you reply to text messages or emails if you can't see? Well, again, surprisingly, we live here in 2019 where there's technology that allows us to do this as blind people. I can't believe how many people have asked me these questions. How do I text? How do I use a phone? How do I use a computer? Or how do I respond to emails? Or how do I write? I can't believe how many people don't know that there are accessibility features in phones, and there's this accessibility technology out there that allows people who are blind or visually impaired to use smartphones or computers or basically any type of technology independently. So as all of you know, I actually just recently got an iPhone about 3 or 4 weeks ago, and how I use it, I have the phone set on voiceover, and the phone literally just reads everything to me, as all of you are very aware who use this. And when I respond to messages or comments on YouTube or text messages or emails, anything like that, I use dictation. And I basically just hit the button, I talk into the phone, and then I tap the phone again to make it stop, and that's my message. So sometimes there are some typos, but overall I would say the messages come out pretty good. So that's how I respond to text messages, navigate the internet, and respond to emails as a blind person. Technology, it's amazing. It gives us independence, and it's absolutely amazing. It's perfect for all of us who are blind or visually impaired. Question number 4. Hey, what happened to you? I've had a lot of people ask me this too. So obviously we tell them the situation, no matter where I am or what I'm doing or whatever's going on. I tell the people, yeah, I'm blind, and there are a surprising number of people who say, well, what happened to you? And I really don't I never know what to say to that question when people ask. I'm always a little bit caught off guard just because it's like, well, it doesn't really matter what happened to me. And I don't really know how to explain retinitis pigmentosa to people like the general population, because I would be willing to bet, and from what I've experienced, most people just don't know what RP is. Like, they've never even heard of it. Prior to the diagnosis for me, my family had never heard of it. None of us ever knew of it. None of my relatives ever knew of it. And I would say the majority of people that I meet and tell that I have RP, practically everybody they don't know anything about RP. I think I've maybe met like 1 or 2 people in my life that I've mentioned it to that are brand new, and they have been like, oh yeah, I've heard of RP, like I have a friend or I have a relative who has it, something like that. So I would say just in general, most people don't know what it is. But I always find the question, what happened to you, or like what happened, or what's wrong, something like that, I always find that to be somewhat of an interesting question when I am asked that. So yeah, question number 4, what happened to you? And finally, question number 5. Hey, how many fingers am I holding up? Can you see now? How many fingers now? If I get closer, can you see my fingers now? Or hey, if I show you this picture, will you be able to see it? So for all of us who are blind or visually impaired, it's pretty interesting. When we go through our routine of telling people, hey, we're blind, we can't see, like we have light perception, that means I can see light. I can't really see anything else. I always find it very funny when someone will hold up a picture and be like, here, check out this picture. This is a fish I caught last summer. And it's like, oh, that's pretty cool. Or, hey, check out my car. This is a picture of my car. Oh, that's really nice. I mean, I love the car. That's great. Can you tell me what it is? Because I could probably appreciate it if you told me the car and the color. But other than that, I can't see your picture. I definitely can't see your fingers, so please get your hand away from my face. I've had a few people do the whole finger thing, and it's really funny. Actually, kind of a funny story, and it probably makes me sound a little bit rude, but the last eye appointment I was at, so I was sitting in the chair, and I told the person, like, hey, I have like light perception, that's about it. They had up on the screen or up on the wall, they had the big E that they stick up there. They had the E up there, and they told me to look at it, and I could see, like, the room was dark, and I could see that there was a bright light up on the wall, like shining on the wall. And I knew, like, it was probably the E because I could see like a dark blob in the middle, but that was about all I could see. And I was like, I can see the light, I can't see the letter, but I'm guessing it's an E just because that's what it typically always is. And the person stood in front of me and was like, I don't know how far away the person was, but they held out their hand and had some fingers up and was like, how many fingers am I holding up? And I thought I made it clear that I couldn't see, but I was like, 0. And the person moved a little bit closer and was like, how about now? And I said, still 0. And that probably made me sound a little bit rude, but I was like, you know what? I seriously can't even see your hand. I don't even see the person. Like, I literally couldn't even see the person standing in front of me. I definitely couldn't see the hand or even the fingers. So, yeah, kind of interesting, but it is a real question. So I just wanted to point out like 5 of the most common questions that are asked to me as a blind person. I didn't mean to come off sounding rude in any of these, but I thought I would try to throw in a little bit of humor because I'm sure all of you who are blind or visually impaired have probably been asked these questions multiple times, so you can probably resonate with a lot of the things I'm saying here. For any of you who are sighted watching this channel and these videos, again, please don't take offense to any of the things I've said in this video. I just thought, it'd be kind of funny because the majority of the people who watch these videos are blind or visually impaired, and I thought they would probably definitely get some humor out of this because I guarantee it, a lot of you have probably been asked these same questions multiple times. So anyway, if you have any comments or questions, please feel free to leave them down below. I really love connecting with all of you. It's just really fun, and it's something that I definitely look forward to. I really enjoy producing these videos, but at the same time, the most fun part about all of this is actually connecting with all of you down in the comments section. So that is by far my favorite part of this channel here on YouTube. So anyway, if you have any comments or questions, feel free to leave those down below. Otherwise, if you are new to the channel, do me a huge favor and subscribe. Like I said, I love connecting with everybody and just getting to know all of you. And yeah, so if you have any other questions, comments, anything like that, throw them down below. Otherwise, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you again soon. Thanks for watching on this interesting top 5 questions as a blind person video. Thanks again. See you soon.